Welcome to Trade Doc, the Theta Options Trader, where we recap today's close, look at the futures, and scan through our ETF watch list of spot opportunity. Today is November 3rd, 2016, and the markets, they closed in the red with the Dow down past 1800, down to 1793, NASDAQ down almost 50 points, and the S&P 500 was down almost a half a percent. NASDAQ having the biggest drop, almost a full percent on that. Looking at the futures, the majors are down, just giving a little bit of relief. Bonds are up a little bit. The VIX is down almost a 1%. Crude is up to 44.79. Natural gas, nice rise, but still under $3. It's $2.80. Gold is hitting 1300. It's at 1303. Silver is at 1837. That the futures are down a little bit on that. Copper is down. Palladium. The dollar is up a hair, and the British pound had a good move up today. Past its 122, it's up to 124. Take a look at the charts, see what happened. In crude, it had an almost 2% drop. We have some buy signals here, and we do have we turned this thing into a butterfly in this area. So crude should be finding some support for a short while before it starts its next leg down. Oil Explorers didn't get a position on it. We put a buy on it yesterday. Had a good move up at the end of the day. It actually ended up closing up almost 3/4% from yesterday. Natural gas came down a 1%, but it looks like it had good volume in the beginning of the day, and it stopped at 741, and that's the United States Natural Gas Fund. Gold was up a 0.5%, and that's moved away from the channel well above its 20-day moving average. So it might find some trading between this range of 126 and 123 for a while. Hopefully it doesn't go back into this channel. And the gold miners are trading above that channel. They kind of closed. This was yesterday, where they ramped up in the morning and then big drop by the end of the day. But it looks like it's gained about half its move there. On silver has moved. It actually closed down almost a full percent, and we have a sell signal on there, which we took our profits. I still a little bit long silver ETF, triple leverage that is. And energy sector, we're looking to put an iron condor in this range, and I still haven't done it, but since this closed, it's definitely given us a signal to put it in for tomorrow morning. So I'll have a trade in, get filled, get the iron condor in, especially since oil had that move. Utilities, our trade is working, staying below the 48, 46 level. So those are utilities. Industrials, looks like it closed below this wedge. So it's either gonna keep on moving down or find support. And if it keeps moving down, then we're gonna have to reverse this. Right now, I don't like the fact that it closed below that level. It hasn't closed there since September 16th. So it's been a month. Materials, we're waiting for it to come down to the 44. It's working out fine. This is the material sector. One of our bleeders with the healthcare sector. Kind of little regulations are happening, things like that. Kind of like the same thing with crude. So you just gotta stick with it. Healthcare has always been a stable sector. You can kind of see this nice move from. I look at the 4-hour charts. So since the beginning of the year, actually, we're right back to where we were in the end of February. Now, real estate, everything's coming back down to the February March levels, and this trade's working out fine. There's another train, home builders, same thing. This is kind of like, let's go back to real estate, home builders. Those are zombie trades, I called it, because it was just like, they're going down. And retails, this was just like, it was just like too easy. Look at this bleeder. Call it a bleeder because it's like it bleeds down. But we did get a buy signal here, and retails can't keep going down forever. Those are brick and mortar stores. So right back down to the levels we've seen in pretty much since the beginning of the year. It's February, so nothing's changed. If you haven't looked at it, you haven't missed anything. Now the SPY S&P is coming off this big overhead supply area, which is big, and now it's coming off to where the levels that it's got to find support somewhere. The Dow, which I like trading condors in the Dow, it's down to the bottom of this trend line. We're short the Dow still, short deltas, so we're going to stick with. But the Nasdaq was one of the best performers throughout the years with that big slope up. And I said when it did hit all-time highs here while everything else was suffering, that was a good time to sell, and we still have that. Still have that trade on. It's been working fine, and we put added some deltas just so we won't be so negative. But the Nasdaq will strengthen out soon enough. The Russell, again, it's pretty much majors is just slipping down, kind of doing the same pattern. But the Russell should be finding support pretty soon. To disclose, today I loaded up on dividend ETFs. If whoever's watching, pick up some ETFs that pay dividends, because they are priced right. You're probably not going to get, for the next couple of weeks you'll get them cheaper price, but that's what I focused on. I loaded up on dividend paying ETFs. Japan, I put a sell signal on just because it break here. It hasn't come back for the last 2 days. There's still enough strength to move down, so it should be able to get 5% on a trade, no problem. The China, I do actually want to get long China, so I actually have a couple calendars working in this area. India is another one we want to get long. I do see a buy signal here, so we had a buy signal here on this one, and now we got the second buy signal here. These were the sell signals. I got to do this for myself because this is the only time I get to look at it as well. Russia looks like it's slipping off its channel. The Eurozone, same thing, slipping off its channel. The British pound, good surge up.